Hey you guys, my name is Tiger.lilie. I was born and raised in Nevada County into a real estate investor family. I'm now a real estate agent serving my community through buying and selling homes and properties. In this video, I wanted to share my family's story with how they got started in real estate investing and why they moved to Nevada County. My grandparents originally moved here in 1986 to raise their kids, my mom and uncle, and we've been here ever since. There are so many reasons why people from all over move to Nevada County, and I will definitely be sharing more about that in other videos. But in this video, I'm going to share my family story about how and why they moved from the Bay Area to Nevada County. My grandparents come from a pretty average middle-class family that were living in ritzy neighborhoods in the Bay Area. They grew up in Orinda, and they got married young. My grandpa had gotten a degree from UC Berkeley and got a job just for a little bit as a banker, but then realized that he wasn't a good fit for the environment, so he was a substitute teacher for a little bit in Port Costa, which was a sugar processing town near Oakland, where he and my grandma saved up enough money to buy their first rental property. I think my grandpa could tell that the traditional 9-to-5 work environment didn't really suit him. He was the kind of person who walks to the beat of his own drum, and he doesn't necessarily always play well with others. So he had to find out a way to make his own income, and he chose real estate investing, and he just couldn't resist a good deal. I asked my grandpa, how did you afford your first property? How did you get into your first rental? And it was so easy back then that his response was, well, I had a job, and then Granny got a job at a cafe for 6 weeks. We sold all of our wedding presents, and then we had enough for a down payment on our first property. And my grandparents were pretty much OG house hackers. They would buy a kind of crappy property for a great price in a so-so neighborhood, and they would live in the garage or the basement, and they would rent out the main living space. That way they were able to make the rent and the mortgage payments, but live for free. Grandpa told me that he would go into less desirable neighborhoods, and he was able to get properties at a pretty good discount because there was a lot less competition for these properties. He would also rent his properties to marginalized people who may have otherwise have had a hard time finding a place to live in those areas. So he was able to find good tenants who appreciated it. And my grandpa developed a fantastic eye for good deals and slowly but surely built up his portfolio, so eventually he was buying properties all cash. But when their kids came into the picture, they realized that life in the Bay Area just wasn't for them anymore. They were tired of the traffic and some of the ego games that they were experiencing with the yacht club they were a part of and different associations. They always felt kind of not in the right place and not accepted by the community around them. My grandparents are very eccentric. They have their own style. So they said that the people in the yacht clubs treated them like outsiders, and they tried to make friends, but the friends would backstab them or do something rude to them. And they were just over the attitude that the people they were surrounded by in the Bay Area had, which isn't to say that that's how it is now, but that was their perception of how it was, and it definitely drove them to look for a smaller town with a little more space and room for them to just be themselves. My mom told me that when she was little, they were living in really nice and expensive neighborhoods, but my mom said that they would drive an old beat-down pickup trucks, and the kids would have to ride in the back of the truck, in the camper, in the cold, rain or shine, and it was wildly embarrassing for her. She also said that even though they could afford nice things, they would only shop at thrift stores and get off-brand clothes and shoes, which drove my mom crazy and was also wildly embarrassing for her. So they started looking around for different areas to move. And truthfully, it was between Nevada City or Sebastopol, California, kind of near the coast. And at that time, the prices in Sebastopol were a bit higher than they are in Nevada County. So Granny and Grandpa landed on Nevada City. They liquidated their portfolio in the Bay Area and moved east into the foothills of Nevada County. What drew them in was the relaxed lifestyle, the rural living, and the freedom to just be yourself. They originally moved to a house in Nevada City on Cooper Road, and if you're familiar at all with the area, you know that it can get some pretty serious snow up there. I think their house was probably around 3,000 feet elevation, and for them that was just a little bit too much snow, so they ended up finding another house a little bit lower down, but still in Nevada City. Today, their portfolio of real estate consists of single-family rentals, commercial office space, some industrial space, and some mixed use. Nevada County was definitely the right spot for them, and my family has been here ever since I was born. And I was raised here in Nevada City in the Grass Valley area, and I'm still here, so that's saying something about the area for sure. Not to say that I haven't done my fair share of traveling, but I always come back here, and this place truly feels like home. All right, thanks so much for watching and listening to the story about my family and how they started their real estate investing career and why they moved to Nevada County. I'm a local real estate agent, and I'd be thrilled to earn your business, so I'm always a call, text, or email away, and I'd be happy to help.